down there. The more down you get, the more it teeters this way. So I think the higher up you hold it, the more it's going to want to keep lifting it, and it's going to find center.
Because you got 18 inches. The deepest one is 18 inches. So that bracket is going to come here off this glass. So when you lift this thing up, I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know how. Is it going to be controllable where two people could just hold it? It's
going to want to kick in.
Okay,
because it's going to follow the ball center line.
Yeah, center of gravity.
But if you're only talking 20 pounds per person in torque to twist it, that's nothing.
I've done it before. Okay. If you hold it up about here, the center line of the ball.
So you want
the farther you go down, the more it's got chances to go the other way.
I was saying a third. I said a third. It would be
so if you go third, it's got a chance to go the other way. So if you go the other way, you're fucked.
You're going out.
Yeah, you're going out. So you're better off having it come in. The bottom will come in. You're going to have to pick your foot, kick it in. Guys are going to have to push this thing. The top is going to want to go in that way. Okay?
Right, sure.
Which is another fucking problem. So once this thing's sticking out like that on the green, it's going to find its center point with the ball. Whatever that is. It's going to hang in. It's going to be over here, the bottom of that. The top's going to be stuck in the trap. Now I got to take this thing and literally push it the bottom in to where it's going to go. And then the crane has to go over. And that's how it's going to work. And the higher up you go, the less the thing will tilt this way in. Because the center of gravity is low.
Quarter-inch stop sign. Give them what you said. The top. You put the outside half stop in first, and then you go up to it, and you put them both after.
You want to put the first one up.
What do you mean up?
You want to put the first bay up, which is the furthest one in each pocket. Okay. So let's assume, for the sake of thinking, this is a column, that's a column. 3 columns on the west side. So you have 3 pockets where you got to put the rolling walls. Follow me?
It's not going past the columns, are they?
No, up 2 down.
Alright.
So let's say that you got 4. Okay. Well, let's say there's 3 for sake of argument. These are your pockets. This is the outside. This is the cliff. You're going to put the furthest one in, then the next one, the next one, the next one. The bay 4, which is the furthest one out towards the drop, is the one that has to go in first. Once you put bay 4 in, you're going to put the metal strip. Once you plumb it and get it where you want, then you can screw down the metal strip. Now you got it. Then you can put the next metal strip. Then you're going to turn around and put bay 3 in.
What is the metal strip? Where's the metal strip?
Then the quarter-inch strips that go on the concrete curb.
They're the guides.
So like an inch by a quarter.
See, we had tracks, but the tracks are too tall.
She's telling me we can't put the strips on the concrete until this is...
Well, you could. I mean, the chances are you may be okay if you do all your plumbing, but it's just as easy once you put it up and then you plumb down. And if you're off by a quarter, you don't want to start re-screwing everything again. I mean, so you can do with anything you want. If you want to put a block, if you want to put a temp block for the parapet inboard, just so it doesn't kick out, you know, just get a wood frame, a 2x4 is vertical, so it doesn't kick out. So when you put it up, it doesn't go out. You follow what I'm saying?
It's not a door, it's going to be...
Okay.
You're setting it on the inside.
Inside, you're looking for it not to go to the parapet. If it comes in, just push it.
It's going to go, it's good. If this is the inside, it comes out, it's going to go into the top track, and that's another step. But we got to push it with our feet, or some guys got to muscle it back into that strip on the bottom. And that... Yeah, right. So the higher you go, the less.
More.
The less.
Well, the only difference, and I agree with this, the only difference is this thing is really it's coming out 18 inches. So actually, it's lifting here. It's not lifting the beam. This bracket that we designed is coming here. So when this lifts up, what is it going to do?
Where's center of gravity with respect to that, which is going to be like that.
It's probably at the 9-inch mark.
So I suppose the higher we get it allowable with that spider crane, and that's got a maximum height. The higher we bring that thing,
how long did we go?
I think I have 2 because I can make it longer.
The longer probably better because then you got more, you got more height. But as you take it, the less it's going to give you drop. And even if you got this thing going 2 feet out, you're going to be 2 feet out right off the get-go. And then the weight is going to bring it even farther in. So we got to push this in, and you're telling me the track does not go down until this thing gets close to the mark?
On the mark.
Well, how do you find the mark when this thing's...
When it goes to the track, looks like something like that. It's just a stop.
Why can't we locate this?
Well, because you don't want to put this in because the wheel, that wheel is going to be sitting on the surface. So what happens is it has to go into the head track first. Once you set the first head track to the furthest outboard position, this wall is going to slide into the head track. Now you're going to create your plumb. When you create your plumb, if you start screwing into the surface and you're off by 1/4 of an inch, then you have to unscrew it and you got holes again. Set it, plumb it, somebody hold it.
I get dead balls on there.
Then you have to make that
track
decision.
going to be in my way to put this in?
The first one outboard is not. As long as you don't put any more than the first one that is outboard. Because you're taking the system, you're coming like this.
I got
And
you.
the top track, all the top track,
No.
first for the
No.
whole balls.
No, it has to go on track by track.
So I got to put the track on top of the door, don't I?
Well, you're going to put the
Set it with the
first
track.
one up, but I have to see how these tracks are cut for each pocket. You can't put the whole thing up. And a lot of times what we've done is we'll take it, we'll slide the head track in, we'll hold the head track, and we'll slide the head track and the wall together. Because if the pocket's tight, we're not looking to cut. The head tracks come 21 feet long.
How many
each.
doors are sliding on that one head track?
One. So it's a home run. Boom, done. Then the next one goes up. So these are all side fed. All of the wall systems with the wheels on top
You
are
gotta roll
side
them
fed.
in.
Or you can take the whole head track, slide it in with it, and just screw up.
That's a motherfucker. Can I at least put the marks there and pre-drill it?
Sure, you could definitely do anything. I mean, I just would totally
This thing's
suggest.
swinging around, and I, and we're trying to hold it, screw it, and do all that happy horse shit with a
The head,
800-pound
the
thing.
head track doesn't mean that much, mostly from a seal point of view, because it's underneath. So you
I still
could
got
take
a
it.
guide in a dead balls out there.
It's a guide, but we always like to see if we can make it work without a seam. Because if you have the head track as a home run, then there's less chance of deflection of that head track. If you have a 20-foot opening, let's say, you have between your posts 20 feet, and you want to cut the head track in half, no problem. But it's just when you connect them, you're going to be both doing it. It's just easier if it's all
But
one
the-
because
the-
it keeps it stable. But it doesn't.
One of those doors is stationary.
Right. So if you have, let's say, the furthest one that's outboard, the head track.
That's
right?
stationary.
Well, however they're going to roll it, I don't know.
No.
It's the furthest one outboard. Okay.
Inner one.
If you cut that head track in half and you put one head track up, you're taking the door now here and just rolling it like here and sliding it into the head track. Then you continue that one. Then you do the same thing for the next one. And you only go half. So if you want to preset that one head track, and then you come over here and then roll it into it, and I'll show you up at the showroom.
Okay.
Once I show you this, you're going to understand exactly what I'm saying. It's really.
So you say we can put up one half of the tracks, but as the doors go in, they have to do.
They're going to be dropped, and you have wheels on the ground, right? And you can just roll it like this, and then you're going to take the wheel and it's going to roll into this head track.
You got to preload the track before the wheel because you can't.
Well, only one at a time. Once you get the first, if you decide to go halfway, if you decide to cut that in half and you want to only put a half a track in, you come up with the wall and you slide like this. You need to finish the rest of that track.
Is that what you would do?
We would do that because it helps with our initial alignment. If that thing is straight, then the next one goes up, then it's easy. Bam, 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 bam.
But
the
you
first
still-
ones are always the hardest because you want it straight. You want it. You want a lot of times you want the reveals the same. You want to match your reveals.
Well, we'll have a line up there that I will shoot a line from the track up, and then we'll chalk a line across the whole board, or the pan that's underneath, and that'll be my starting point.
So you could set one head track if you want to do half of it, which probably
Well, I
be
have to do
recommended.
half because this fucking pins or roller guides slide in, right?
Slide in.
Yeah, now I got it. So I'd have to put the whole fucking mobile on, slide it in, and then let it hang out while these guys are fucking around trying to get it down. And then push it up. I gotta pre-drill this thing, because there's no way I could do all that and try to hold muscle this in.
This is the kind of thing that you could do you could do so much post-drilling after. If you, let's say that this is a 20-foot opening, and you want to cut the head tracks halfway, you could put 3 screws in. That's it. Just enough to keep it there. Put all your, temp it up is what we would call it. Make sure you're happy with everything. Then you could send somebody back. You're moving the walls, bro. You can do anything you want. All 4 walls move, so you could come back later and just put 2 people. They're gonna kill themselves upside down. You want to make sure you have the right tools. But you got the wood. It's easy. The wood is easy. You're in luck with the rolling walls.
We'll get it done the first time right.
Yeah.
But do I put the whole 20-foot run in and let it hang down? Because you're going to have to either that or I cut it in half.
I'll look at the plan again with Kerry regarding those pockets.
We have to strap it so it doesn't sag, right? Just put some kind of strap. Don't move it.
No.
What, the head track? No. You got it bone on. You're fine. Once you put the one head track up and you get your bay 4 out there, then after that it just smacks into. They're all interlocking.
Like they're all on rollers, so I got to go through the same minutia on every one.
What's on roll? The head track is not. The head track's let's go inside.